boys, we're going to be going over Chapter 3, Lesson 4, Homework. So let's take a look at our instructions here. Please make sure you put your name on this paper as well. Divide the number line as shown into halves. Label each tick mark with a fraction. So I have to label and then divide in halves, so dividing in 2. We're going to have to remember that I have 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. So we actually have two whole numbers here. So from 0 to 1, I'm just going to cut in half, and that is going to be our half fraction. And then I have a whole, which is the same as 2 over 2. And then between the 1 and the 2, I'm going to have another half fraction, which would be 3 halves, or 1 and 1 half. And then I would have 2 or 4 over 2, because there are 4 halves in 2. Divide the number line as shown into fourths, then label each tick mark. So fourths and label. So from 0 to 1, I'm going to mark that halfway point, and then in between each half, that's my other fourth. So I have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 1 is the same as 4 over 4. Now exact same thing, mark my halves, and then halfway between each one. Then I have 5/4, 6/4, which is the same as, we just learned, 1 and a half. And I have 7/4, which is the same as 1 and 3/4. And then I have 2 wholes, which is the same as 8 over 4. Because here's 7/4, then another fourth. Label into eighths, so this one just gets trickier. So I have my fourths, and then I would go into eighths. My fourths can be a really good guide, but my best guide to start with is halves. So here's my halfway mark. And I know that half of 4 is, or half of 8 is 4, so there's my 4/8 there. And then this would be 8 over 8, just to kind of help me as a guide. I'm going to take these, and I need 4 tick marks in between each one. Or 3 more tick marks, so this would be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. And then here's 6/8 in between each one. So then this makes 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. So there's my first set of 8s. Now my next set of 8s. So I'm going to know that this is 16 over 8 as well here, because that'll be 2/8. So now I'm going to take this halfway mark and mark it in half again. And then mark halves of the half. So then I have 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8. Same thing here, halfway, then half again. 13/8, 14/8, 15/8. Circle which is greater. Circle the greater pair of the greater number in each pair. So I have 3/8 or 1/4. So now let's think about this. I have 3/8 right here, and then 1/4 pretty close here. So 3/8 is bigger than 1/4, so 3/8 is greater. 2 over 2. Where's 2 over 2? Well, 2 over 2 is the same as 1, so here's 2 over 2 up here. Is 2 over 2 or 5/4 bigger? Well, 5/4 is bigger than 1, so 5/4 must be bigger. I have 1 and 5/8 or 3 halves. So where's 3 halves? 3 halves is right here. I'm going to mark it for myself. And then 1 and 5/8. So here's 1. And then for my 5/8, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I were to measure that up, 1 and 5/8 is a little bit bigger than 3 halves. Now here, rename each fraction as a mixed number. This one we're just dividing. Or we can look here, but 4/6. 6 goes into 4 one time, subtract. The remainder becomes my numerator, and the denominator stays the same, 1 and 2/4. And I could look here to find that as well. I could go 4/4, 5/4, 6/4 equals 1 and a half as well. So I'll take 1 and a half, 1 and 2/4 are all equal. Now 3 halves is improper, so I'm going to divide to find my mixed number. It'll be 1 and 1/2. And if I were to use my number lines I just made, it's the same here. Now our last one, 13/8. So 13/8, let's figure out what that would be the same as without even dividing. I can go, here's my 8/8, which makes 1. Now 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8 is 5/8. So 1 and 5/8, I can double check with division. (13 minus 8 is 5. 5 becomes my numerator and my denominator stays the same. Okay, here rename each fraction as a mix. Rename each mixed number as a fraction. So I'm going to just take each whole number, multiply by the denominator, and add it to the numerator. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 2 is 4, so 4/2, which is also the same as 2. But I guess 2 would not be a fraction, so ignore that. Alright, 1 and 6/8 as a improper fraction. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 6 is 14. 14/8. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 5/4. Okay, number 7, write each number in standard notation. 10 to the power of 2 is 100. 100 times 3 is 300. 10 to the power of 3 is 1000, and I'm doing exponents first because PEMDAS tells me to. And then 1000 times 5 is 5000, and then 10 to the power of 4 is 10,000. 10,000 times 8 is 80,000, so 80,000 there. Write each number as a product using exponential notation. So we have these products, these numbers here, and we're going to write what we started with here. So this would be 9 times, well, that's 9 times 100, and 100 broken down is 10 to the power of 2. This would be 6 times 1000, and 1000 would 6 would be 6 times 10 to the power of 3. Okay. Now 70,000 would be 7 times 10,000. And we know that 10,000 is 10 to the power of 4. So fill those in and make sure you complete that backside.